Here we go then with another exam question. A BS88-2 fuse can be either bolted or clip-in. Which system type covers bolted fuses? And we've got 4 options of fuse system types. So on the surface, Gaz, this looks relatively simple, but what we can say is, if you don't know anything, you're going to struggle with this one, aren't you?
You are indeed, Dave.
If you take a look at the index, for instance, which is one of our go-to places, and take a look under fuses and look down the list, although there's a few sort of teasing bits that look like they might take you in the right places, there's no mention of bolted or clipped-in fuses in the index. So as a start point, it's a waste of time, that.
Yeah, you could get embroiled in the index and waste valuable time.
Absolutely.
So this is a question then that you really need to know where it is, and we're going to show you right now.
Okay.
I think most will know that a BS88-2 fuse is a HBC, a high rating breaking capacity for sort of industrial type applications.
You say that industrial. Anybody that's worked in industrial will know that instinctively, but domestic,
Probably
you're not going to know that
No,
necessarily.
they're not, because they're going to be familiar with circuit breakers and that.
Yeah.
So there's another place in 7671 that covers fuses, and I'm going to take you to 2 places that do that. Okay? But I'd like to just take a quick step back, really, just to refresh ourselves with what are these devices. Now, we've got 4 answers.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you and show you that there's only 2 of those, so 2 are red herrings. You know, so it would be a complete guess if you didn't know where it is.
Yep. Okay.
So there you are. This is bolted.
And so this is where the bolts go?
Yep. And this is clip-in. So if you're familiar with those and you've used them on various applications, you'll know what they are. And they are E and G. But you're still no further, because I'm not really being very helpful there to sort of give you
No, but we're 50% down the road.
Yep, okay.
If we know this, we just know this because we learned it, at least we know now there's half those answers now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you right now where E and G is mentioned in 7671. Okay. Sneakily, very well hidden. And what we're going to do, it's tucked away, it's somewhere really close. So what you need to do is go to table 41.2, which covers fuses, cartridge fuses, rewirable fuses, and we're looking for general purpose motor 88. Doesn't have to be motor circuits because it could be anything else. 88-2. Fuse system E is bolted, and G is clipping.
Excellent.
Okay? Now it's going to be one of those questions you think, I've seen it, I'm going to remember this is really helpful, all right, but I'm not going to remember that. It also appears in Appendix 3 that covers all the time current characteristics of various devices. So you've got the cartridge fuses, you've got your semi-enclosed, which is your rewirables, and obviously your BS88-2s. Fuse system E, bolted again, so that's quite a handy one, and clip in there.
Would have been so convenient if they'd called them B and C, wouldn't it?
It would have been
so nice. But that table 41.2 is a really useful table and one that's referred to by quite a few questions.
It is. I mean, if you were thinking about ZS values for final circuits up to a certain value, which we're going to talk about in another question, so we will probably revisit these tables. And it also gives you the names of and the sort of categories for other types of fuse systems, so it's really worth knowing that.
So given that it is an open book exam and all the answers are here, finding the answer, knowing a few of the key tables can often get you there. So let's just go back and look at the question.
And
Karen, we're filming.
I thought you were going to stay over there, and I couldn't say that.
This is Karen, everyone. And
Karen, welcome to the...
She brings us refreshments.
Hi, everyone.
Karen.
Karen, I couldn't say don't come in because it would
It's
just...
an informal atmosphere here. Cheers, everybody. So
Let's have a sign on the door.
we should have a sign on the door. If we were professional, we would. Go away now, thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
So back to the question, Gary. So it is either bolted or clip-in. Which system covers both? And we now know it's fuse system E. So we've sort of helped a bit, but it does prove this is one you need to know.
You would need to know one of these. An admission here, Dave. I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head which one it is, right? I know it's a bit of a shocker for you because I do know an awful lot about the stuff in the regs, but I'd know where to look just to be absolutely certain.
Well, okay, coming at it from my point of view, which is usually a bit more simplistic than yours, I do notice that bolted has got an E in it.
I think that's a really useful tip, right?
You never forget that now, will you?
I'm not going to forget that. So there you go. Little things like that can always help.
The day I taught Gundry something. We hope you found that useful. I should stress that the questions we're addressing in this series aren't official exam questions taken from any paper, but they're very typical of the sort of thing you find on questions from any of the examining bodies for the 18th edition. If there's a question or a subject that you'd like us to address in these sessions, then please do drop me a line, dave.austin@learninglounge.com, or you can simply enter the question in the comments box below.
And don't forget, there are more questions on our website, learninglounge.com/18, and even more questions when you subscribe to one of our courses.